Greetings. My name is Dr. David Sciarretta. I'm the Superintendent of Albert Einstein Academies, and it's my pleasure to welcome you as a new member of our employee team at AEA. Today's video will cover the history of Albert Einstein Academies, our mission and vision, our essential pledge that we all take as AEA employees. We'll give a little bit of a history of what it means to be a charter school in California, and a little bit more about where we're headed in the future as an organization. Albert Einstein Academies is a charter school organization that comprises 3 charter schools: Albert Einstein Elementary, Albert Einstein Middle, and coming in fall 2027, Albert Einstein High School. As a nonprofit charter school organization, Albert Einstein Academies is public, tuition-free, and welcomes all students. The mission of Albert Einstein Academies is that we are the first TK-8 public charter school in San Diego County to offer the IB program. Our vision is that we cultivate and inspire multilingual and multicultural critical thinkers. The tagline for our organization, and this is kind of our motto, is teaching our children today to advance our shared humanity tomorrow. And you'll see that on the walls, in the classrooms, on all 3 of our campuses. In addition to our mission, vision, and motto, Albert Einstein Academies embraces the following core values: lifelong learning, personal responsibility, service to others, healthy minds and bodies, and stewardship of the environment. Albert Einstein Academies was founded in 2002. The original charter petition that was filed with the San Diego Unified School District was for a German immersion school. Now, over the years, as Albert Einstein Academies has expanded, we started with 27 students in the basement of a church, and now we are at 1,500 and will be at 2,300 when we're at full capacity with our high school. As we've grown and changed and developed, other programs have complemented the German immersion piece. We subsequently became IB authorized, and really the IB serves as the umbrella across our entire organization. You may be asking, what is a charter school? Charter schools have been around since 1992 in California. And really the original idea of charter schools was to offer choice. That is the fundamental principle behind a charter school. We have greater flexibility than you'll find in a local school district. But in exchange for that greater flexibility comes greater accountability. What does that mean? That means that every 5 years, Albert Einstein Academies must go through a charter renewal process. And part of that authorizing review process is that the district will ask us and review the data to establish whether we have met the goals that we set out in our charter petition. If we have, we are renewed for another 5 years. I'm happy to say that Albert Einstein Academies has gone through multiple charter renewal processes very successfully. But each and every day, we must all be conscious of the fact that in exchange for the greater flexibility comes greater accountability. Albert Einstein Academies has various accreditations that help us as we work to continuously improve on behalf of all of our students. One of the most prominent of these accreditations is called WASC, Western Association of Schools and Colleges. And WASC accreditation is really a seal of excellence that attests to the fact that we are committed to continuous improvement from TK all the way up in the future to 12th grade. The International Baccalaureate program is an internationally recognized program that takes a holistic view of student learning and relates all of our learning back to what's happening around the world, not just focused locally in California or in San Diego. The Einstein Essentials Pledge was developed by our leadership team, also in collaboration with teacher leaders. And the pledge encompasses all of the values that we hold dear at Albert Einstein Academies and is really setting the common ground so that we can best serve our students. The first area of the pledge, and perhaps the most important, is that we pledge to value all students through a dedication to diversity, equity, and inclusion. This really means that we ensure that every student feels valued and respected each and every day on all of our campuses. We embrace restorative practices, and this really means that we focus on building a positive school culture. So it's not uncommon on our campuses throughout the course of a school day to see groups of students gathered in restorative circles that are facilitated by various staff members. Part of this pledge is that we are all committing to embracing restorative practices throughout our community. We pledge to engage in continuous professional development. Being an educator means that we must always be learning and growing. At AEA, we take pride in the wide range of professional development opportunities that we offer for staff, and we also encourage staff to come forward with additional interests or desires or needs that they identify, and ideally we support them in that professional growth. The key part of this element of the pledge is that we are always moving forward in our learning and in our growth and in our professional development. We promote a collaborative working environment. This means that we encourage teamwork and collaboration, and we try to avoid making decisions in isolation or in silos, because we all realize that together we get much farther with much more quality and much more depth than if we work alone. We pledge to adhere to curriculum standards. This means that we are following all applicable standards and best practices to ensure high quality instruction for all of our students. While the IB offers flexibility in terms of creating units collaboratively, we know that we must meet state standards, we must meet the expectations of the IB, and we also must follow the guidelines set forth in our WASC, our Western Association of Schools and Colleges accreditation. As a new member of the Einstein team, it's useful for you to understand a little bit about how our organization is set up, what the org chart looks like. So at the top, we have our Board of Trustees. There are 7 members of our board. They are all appointed, and their primary responsibilities include financial oversight, so they're the ones who set the annual budget, for example. Legal oversight, so for example, they help guide us in legal matters. And then they supervise the superintendent, me, and evaluate me in my work. I then am responsible for leading the Einstein staff. Reporting directly to me are our certificated management that include site principals, director of student services, and our classified management, who include our director of business and operations, as well as our director of systems innovation. And then from there, we have staff, both teaching and non-teaching staff, down throughout the organization. Now, I know I'm referring to the org chart in a vertical manner. I don't see our organization that way. It's the way that org charts are generally set up, is from top to bottom. But none of the work would be possible without all of these different categories of team members working together, again, hearkening back to our commitment to collaboration and really sharing in the work. And all of us, each and every day, focusing on the fact that we're doing all of this for all of our students. I hope this information has been useful and helpful to you in learning more about our organization, who we are, what we do, and why we do it. We take deep pride in the fact that Albert Einstein Academies is a legacy charter school organization in San Diego County. We have high expectations. We are a high-performing team, but even more important than all that is to remember that each and every day as we set foot on our campuses, our motto, teaching our children today to advance our shared humanity tomorrow, must always be first and foremost in the work that we do and in our hearts as we go through our day. Thank you and welcome to our team.